Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about oboe embouchure. But before I say anything specific about embouchure, I need to address the reed. The reed needs to be pitched at a C, and we need to have C's in an octave crow. It would sound like this. Okay, so you could hear the single pitch C, that's my reed's pitch level, and then when I move into the thread to get the crow, it's an octave and it stays at a C. That tells me that the reed is pitched properly and is stable. Okay, why is that important? Because when I put the reed in the oboe, that C that I played has to be in tune with the A tuning note on the oboe. So I test it. See the embouchure there? The embouchure is the same. And by having those things line up properly, I can have consistency in my reed making and keeping my pitch consistent whenever I play. Very important on the oboe. Okay. Lip formation to create an embouchure is really simple. I use a smile type of an embouchure, which means that the corners are out and up. You can see the musculature helps that. Okay, and then we drop the lower teeth to create the opening that's desired for whatever dynamic, for example, that we're playing. Okay, the lips are rolled in a little bit over the teeth. I don't play with the lips out there. It's rolled in. Okay, so the motions are shut, corners out and up, drop lower teeth. That's the way to do it. Now when I play the oboe, same thing. Okay, very easy to do. The reason I like the embouchure to be out and up with the smile is that the middle of the embouchure is solid that way. It's stretched out. It creates a solid cushion under the reed, which I think is important because if we have a loose, fleshy situation existing there, it dampens the reed in a random manner that we have no control over, which then depresses pitch and interferes with response. So I don't like to do that, okay? Another factor about embouchure that's important is placement. That means where do I put my lips on the reed. So you can put it at the tip and at the heart and in the middle of the reed near to the thread. I think that about, see where my fingernail is? It's about halfway down the reed. That top half of the reed is the usable part of the reed. So for me, my lips are in contact with the heart or plateau area of the reed. That works well for me. I divide the embouchure, I actually divide the registers of the oboe into 3 areas, and the embouchure changes for each register. So what I was explaining before, that motion, or excuse me, that setup is the middle register. All right, I don't have to change anything, that stays in position. When I go to play low notes, though, I do make an adjustment. I press the reed to the upper lip. The reason I do that is because the upper lip will dampen, keeping it from being too loud, and the lower lip being off the reed more allows the lower blade to vibrate more easily, which helps response. Now, many times when we're studying the oboe and we start out, we're told to keep the embouchure open for low notes. I don't like that because it makes the pitch lower and the notes louder. So, if I did that, here's what I would be playing. You hear how flat that low C is? Now, what I do is when I go from the D to the low C, I press the reed up to my upper lip. Okay, that way it's not louder and not flatter. Okay, the proper time to do that is right before you play the low note. Okay. The high register is a little different. There are 2 things you could do for high register. Either press the reed down to the lower lip to create more solidity, or, which is my preference, exaggerate the musculature here and get the corners further out. See that motion? Okay, so that's exaggerating there. And the higher you go, the more it exaggerates. See that? And additionally, you can see the reed move in, but that's actually because of this. It's because of the musculature is being exaggerated. I'm not really pushing the reed in. Okay? It comes in with that. So those are the three divisions. Now, there are three motions that the embouchure can make. It could go up, down, in, out, side to center. Well, you just saw an example of in, out. When you go to the high notes, it brings it in. I could also just simply, you can't really see it. You can make the lower lip pull in to bring the reed in. That can be an adjustment for pitch. The up-down is important because I use the up-down to correlate with playing louder and softer, more air, less air. I'll explain this in detail in other videos. But that motion would simply be, it's like a chewing gum effect, which we're always admonished, don't do that. Well, yes, you do when you play louder and softer. Open more to play louder, shut more to play softer. It goes with more air and less air. So that does, and it also helps articulation and accents. But I'll talk about that in more detail later in another video. So I hope this has helped you understand how oboe embouchure works. And I will be talking to you again in other videos with other information. Thank you.